Hello, this is my first video. I really didn't plan to make a video or have a YouTube channel, but I think that right now the times we're living in are just so exhausting. That even if I'm talking to myself and talking to no one else, it's fine. My name is Adriana, and I'm a reporter for a local newspaper in Florida, more specifically Palm Beach County, and even more specifically Palm Beach, the town of Palm Beach, infamous for the home of Mar-a-Lago, where President Trump has his club. I'm a general assignment reporter, which means covering anything from, breaking news to cop items to feature stories. Those feature stories include writing about books and interviewing authors, which is my favorite aspect of my job, and I don't get to do it enough. And one of the reasons I'm here is because I've had so many people in the last 2 weeks ask me, what are you reading? What are you recommending? Because I do get sent a lot of books. I'm lucky that I get that. And I thought it would be a good idea to kind of like share that. Like I said, even if no one sees this, even if I'm talking to myself for the next 10-15 minutes, that's fine. And I'm sure a lot of people are experiencing this. My anxiety right now is through the roof, and I'm afraid that I'm turning into a kind of like a hypochondriac, because any little thing, if I sneeze, I think I have this thing, or if I cough, or if I'm congested, or if I feel funny, or sometimes I feel, like I have an ear infection or something. So I don't really know, what my mind is making up, and what is real and what isn't. And I think everybody's living kind of like the same thing. I don't want to go outside because living in Florida, yes, there is a shelter in place, but it's not heavily reinforced. And we all know about the Florida man and woman. So you'll see a lot of people outside without masks, even though they just declared it mandatory if you go outside, but people just don't listen. So I'm afraid to go outside and have somebody either cough on me, or somebody that may be asymptomatic just get too close to me and just not care. So I'm afraid that even that, we're losing, or at least I am, the ability to be, carefree about going out and just not caring. I think once this is over, we're all going to be huge germaphobes, to be honest. We're going to be wiping down things until the end of time. But anyway, here I am watching, out of all things on TV, The China Syndrome, which seems appropriate. Great movie if you haven't seen it, by the way. But anyway, we're here to talk about books. And the first book that I would like to recommend, even if you're just passing through here, is Lucy Foley, The Guest List. Now, this book I think already came out. I think it's a May release, so it'll come out next month. And it is amazing. If you love Agatha Christie or thrillers that have multiple narrators, it's kind of like a cross between two of Agatha Christie's novels, which are The Murder on the Orient Express and Then There Were None. And Lucy Foley just blends those two novels so perfectly. If you don't like multiple narrators, this may not be for you, or it may be challenging, but I can tell you that even if you don't like multiple narrators, because sometimes it can get confusing and some authors are not as adept at maneuvering between characters, Lucy Foley does it in such a great way that you just don't even notice the change of points of view. So it's great, it's awesome. And I wasn't able to guess the ending. So that was kind of neat. I love it when I'm not able to guess what's going to happen, when it's not predictable. So I really, really do recommend it. The other book I have, and I think, let me see. I believe this book, I don't have the publicity, but it's from Lake Union Publishing, and I think it's a June release or maybe May. And it's this one. We're the Lost Wonder, and by Amy Hanrahan, and it's really, really good book if you like historical fiction. It's about this woman. The woman is a widow. It takes place in the 1800s, and she decides to travel west via the Oregon Trail to kind of forget her grief about her husband passing away. And along the way, she meets a man that is half Native American, and they fall in love. And the man is shunned because he's shunned by the Native American community, and he's shunned by the white community because he just really doesn't fit anywhere. So it's how they navigate their relationship and things that happen in between that make the relationship really challenging, especially when you consider the times. So it's a really, really awesome book. I recommend that too. And this is my favorite of the three. It's Caroline Leavitt, With or Without You. If you're familiar with Caroline Leavitt's work, her past novel was Cruel Beautiful World, which was excellent. And With or Without You is fantastic. Now this is a summer release. This will come out in August. But it's hard to describe what it's about because it's about so many things. But the gist of it is that it's this couple who's been drifting apart. They met when they were young, and she falls into a coma after a medical problem. I don't want to give it away. And when she wakes up to be a completely different person than the one her husband knew. So it's kind of them getting to know each other again, navigating their marriage, or what's left of it, because they had drifted apart before even she got in the hospital. So it really is, it's really neat. And Caroline Leavitt is so talented with just making the narrative just pop, and it just hits you, in the feels. And it's an awesome book. It really is. I do have more, but I'd like to save them for another video. And I know this video is crappy. The lighting is horrible, and basically in my room on my bed, and I'm filming on my phone. I don't have a fancy camera. I don't have fancy lighting because probably nobody's going to be watching this anyway. But like I said, it's therapeutic for me. It's therapeutic for my anxiety. I'm one of the lucky ones that is still working. I'm working from home, but I miss my coworkers. I miss going to the office. I miss being outside. I miss doing my interviews person to person, not over the phone. I think just our lives have changed, and we are social creatures, at least, on the baseline, we are social creatures. And for a lot of us, this is very, very lonely. I do live with my 15-year-old son, so I'm not alone, but it would be great to be able to talk to another adult sometimes, but I think that's it. I want to wish everybody good night. Like I said, my name is Adriana, and I will be here sporadically just talking about books and recommending books and giving book recommendations for whoever wants to listen. Have a good night.